Hey Spooky Muffins, it's Robin, and I am going to tell you guys a Christmas scary story that takes place on Christmas Eve. And it is Christmas Eve, so it's the perfect time to tell the story. I don't know. You might be wondering why my hair is blonde. Because I bleached it, 2 times. I used this Oops color remover on it the first time. I used it on it 2 times. Then I used this other thing once, which was terrible. And I bleached it 2 times to get to this. And I'm going to be dyeing it, and you guys will see what color I will be dyeing it after this video sometime, because I'm going to be making a hair dyeing video after this. So yeah, that will be out when it's out. But this Christmas scary story is called Christmas Tree Decorations. It's about a 11-year-old girl that has a nasty encounter with a man claiming to be Santa Claus. Let's get into it. Oh, and if you're a little kid that's watching this, back off the video. I don't want to ruin this for you. Anyways, I forgot how it started. Hold on. Because there's this one line in here that I want to get super right, so that's why I'm having my phone out right now. Well, it's not right here, but you know what I mean. It was Christmas Eve, and an 11-year-old French girl named Juliette was decorating the Christmas tree. Her mother was working as a nurse at the local hospital, and the two of them lived alone in the small apartment in the suburbs of Paris. So Juliette is decorating the Christmas tree, and she gets a phone call from her mom, and her mom's saying, honey, I'm gonna be late, I'm not coming home. It's oh, come on, Mom, sorry, honey. You get the whole gist. So Juliette is now upset, so she continues decorating the Christmas tree. She puts the angel on the top, which people do, or it's a star. I don't do that. I put a little Santa Claus on top, because we normally get 2 tall trees. And it's too tall, and we can't put a star on the top, so we just put a little Santa Claus up there. Anyways, so when she puts the angel on the top, she finishes decorating. She sits down on the couch, turns on the TV. She gets bored. Suddenly she hears a scratching sound at the door. She turns the volume down, listens. There's an eerie silence. She stops watching television, and she gets up and looks through the peephole, and she sees a man dressed exactly like Santa Claus. He was fat, had a gray, dirty beard, and has the Santa Claus hat on his head like this. Ooh, hey, Baldy. She asks curiously, "Who's this?" And he's like, "It's Santa Claus. Let me in. I'm cold, I'm hungry, and I'm tired." Juliette's no dummy, and she knew that this man was not Santa Claus. So she asks him kindly to leave. "My mother isn't home right now. Please leave," she says. She looks through the peephole, and she sees the expression on the man's face change into pure anger. He starts knocking on the door more loudly, more aggressively. She's like, "Please let me in, Juliette. Have you baked some milk? Have you have some milk and cookies out for me, Juliette? I'm hungry." She gets a sinking pit in her stomach. How does he know her name? How does he know her name? Santa Claus does not have pure anger, and he normally comes down through the chimney. Why is he knocking on the door? He's normally more jolly, you know? Why is he doing this? What else? Why? That's not Santa Claus. I can tell you that. That's not Santa Claus. She says she gets frightened, so she's like, "Please leave or I'm gonna call the cops." Then it all stops. No more knocking, no more let me in and that kind of stuff. It stops. Minutes pass and she gets to the peephole and she looks through the peephole to see if the man was really gone. The hallway was empty. Suddenly she sees the man running down the hallway with an axe. That's pretty scary. Santa Claus does not have an axe, so that's not Santa Claus. She runs to a closet frightened. She closes the closet door. She sits behind a lot of coats and she cries because she's scared. I'd be scared, but why aren't you calling the cops? Come on, Juliet, call the cops. Let's see what happens after that. Kind of forget. I forgot. Now I have my phone. It's a Galaxy phone case. It's beautiful, isn't it? Okay, she heard the boom, boom, boom. As the man tried to smash down her front door, there was a mighty crack as the door gave way, and the man came crashing through the splintered wood. Laughing to himself, he called out, "Juliet, my pretty," what is he? The Wicked Witch of the West? "Come out, my pretty." I don't know. "Where are you, Juliet? Don't be afraid. We'll have ourselves some fun tonight." What is this person? It's like, no. She doesn't want to have some fun with you tonight. Leave her alone. "Where are you hiding?" The crazed intruder walked around the house, searching for the frightened girl. Juliet curled up in the closet, trembling with fear. She dreaded to think what he planned to do to her. Suddenly, the handle of the closet moved up and down. Then the door began shaking and she heard the man's voice laughing. "Juliet, I know you're in there," he said. "Open up for Santa. Open up before I open you up." Stop it right there, Santa Claus. You're not Santa. Leave her alone. The man swung his axe and it struck the closet door with a huge bang, tearing into the flimsy wood. Juliet screamed and began crying bitterly. I mean, I'd cry. That's kind of scary. I'd cry. But I would also call the cops if he had an axe running down the hallway. I'd call him before if he didn't leave when I asked him to leave. She grabbed a wire coat hanger and twisted it into a point. Now this is her only weapon to defend herself. Pretty good weapon choice because it's like a wire instead of a point. Pouch! But I would have grabbed some knives and stuff before she went to the closet. She waited, her eyes opened wide and her hands were trembling. There was another loud crash and the closet doors gave way in a hail of splinters. The horrible man tore the doors off their hinges and thrust his head in between the coats. He was laughing and drooling like a madman as his huge, gnarled hands grabbed at the horrified girl. Juliet held up the pointed end of the coat hanger and bravely thrust it into the man's face. It went straight into his eye. Good job, Juliet. That's how you do it. Should have been in his heart and he'd be dead right then and there. It went straight into his eye. He recoiled in pain, screaming with rage as blood flowed down his cheeks. He ripped the wire out of his eye socket and grabbed Julia by the hair. Then he dragged her, kicking and screaming, out of the closet. The man pushed her to the ground and held her tightly by the neck, leaning over her. Blood spilled out of his eye, splattering all over her face. That's nasty. That's nasty. I would not like that. Thanks, Santa Claus. Thanks for doing this to me. Not really. Doing it to her. If it happened to me, I'd be dead. Okay. His mouth twisted into a grotesque smile, and he whispered in her ear. This is what I have my phone out and ready for. Ready? Ready? This is very important. Tonight, you will be privileged, my lovely Juliet. I've got a list and I've checked it twice. I'm here to decide if you've been naughty or nice. You can scream and beg for your life, but naughty girls get the axe and nice girls get the knife. It was after midnight when Juliet's mother came home. She sees the door smashed open, so she goes in, and what she sees is horrifying. She screams of horror. She sees the Christmas tree decorated with Juliet's entrails and her head perched on the top. That was the story. The Santa Claus is pretty scary. He has a list and he's checking it twice. He's to decide if you've been naughty or nice. Basically, you guys are safe. Us girls, you gotta let's stick together. Let's all have a sleepover and let's watch the fire pit and the doors. Let's have our friends out ready to call 911. But yeah. Santa Claus is pretty scary, but if you guys like this story, which I hope you have, because I liked it. It's a good story. So if you like this story, click the like button down below. It looks like something like this. Subscribe to my channel if you are new and you want to see more scary stories, because basically I want to do some paranormal games. I want to tell them some more scary stories because that was fun. I'm going to be doing hair dyeing tutorials because I dye my hair all the time. And probably some makeup tutorials because I do makeup. Well, learning, but I do makeup. And I do other things too. And if you have any suggestions, comment it down below. That's it. Bye, Spooky Muffins. Have a magical day and Merry Christmas if you're watching this tomorrow. Merry Christmas tomorrow if you're watching it today. Or late Merry Christmas if you're watching this next year or something. I don't know. Bye.